Yeah, hop on in. I don't like standing around. I never know what you'll find out there. Yeah, so I was saying, like, hypothetically, if you still work for SK, you're not SK, right? You're not out there doing shit out in the open. And the reason I even... Look, this is San Andreas. You ain't gonna fucking sell fucking donuts all day. But,
Okay.
Yeah, did you get my meaning, or did the 15-minute gap might have throw that?
So I suppose is what you're trying to get at, right? If
you're friends with somebody, that's, you know, if you're a member of the government and you're friends with someone that's doing crime, that's not illegal, right?
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. As you can probably imagine, I probably have a few friends that do crime, you know?
I mean, well, yeah, of course. I mean, even I do. You can't be in trouble for that, but if someone is actively assisting, whatever, you know.
Do you want me to be completely honest with you?
Yeah.
You're the first person that has ever told me that about people's involvement with the Faceless, and that includes, you know, that is even after having conversations with the people that you've mentioned. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like in terms of the Faceless, I genuinely, I mean, whether you believe me or not, I have, you know, and I know nothing about them. I've never had any contact.
Have you not read the newspapers or seen the reports?
Like well, obviously I've seen that, right? But in terms of the public's view, that's what I know, right? I've never been contacted by them or anything like that, right? Because I know there's a few. Like somebody told me there was a group called the Fire Starters as well, and then there's this archivist and this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I did, Brian.
Yeah.
But I'm obviously they don't fuck with me, you know?
It's not that they don't fuck with you. Denzel, 90% of the police department's fucking dog shit. And then the investigators are even more dog shit. They're I will tell you if I am coming after you. Not you specifically, but whoever my target is. I don't believe in MDT investigations. I don't believe in not interrogating. I don't think the other party should not know that they might be in trouble, because I like to rather provide like transparency, as I did with JJ. Here's what I got. You're donezo, bruh. Because it does one of two things. One is, even absent a investigation and charges, you might think twice to do it again, right? So, and number two, it's because it's kind of, we're in San Andreas, it's kind of ass if you wake up one day and there's a fucking docket posting. I mean, that's kind of just trash.
Yeah. So am I right in thinking that JJ's aware of this and he...
Yes. He is extremely aware. So I don't, he's one of the first people that I dealt with becoming a director, because 3 days after becoming director, we dealt with this situation. And we caught 3 of them. And JJ was like, I probably wasn't expecting, like, you know, so today the PD is in such a bad spot. If you're not caught in the moment, people just assume like PD's given up, which they have. Like, we don't do that. You know what I mean? If the matter is serious, we will dig, right? We will, you know, tie back. So he, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, no, 100%. I think, I mean, in terms of, so, sorry, I probably wasn't clear enough. So does he know, have you told him that you were coming after him?
he assumed I was coming after him the next day because virtually hyperventilating, he called me on a payphone, like pissed at me, like as if I did something to him, when he literally went to a Faceless mission and gave his ID and identified himself, and then used his own vehicle to pick up folks in this massive shootout, and then got documented going to his house that's owned by Cassandra Cage, and then pulled his other fucking vehicle out.
He gave you an ID while he was on a mission with the Faceless.
Yes, because he's such a jackass. He thought, well, if I just show my ID right now, I'm going to be fine because I didn't do anything yet. And then used the same vehicle, which then crashed out outside. It's so funny. Like, it's actually hilarious. Now, it doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to get, like, terrorism, like, this time around, right?
Where do they get these people from to do this stuff for them?
I'll be honest, brother, they're like fucking bozos right now. You have no idea. I mean, they're not bozos. That's unfair.
I'd do a better job, you know.
I like I said, I think it's like more the temperature of the existing PD, right? Versus what people are used to.
It's been very everybody's got away with everything for the longest time. There's been no consequences to anything.
I find it boring. That's the other reason I tell people. Like, it's 100%. Like, bro, I got you. Like, oh man, like, you know, it's not like who was it I told recently? Oh yeah, that's right. You know, the guy that does the market, what is it? The market van. What the fuck is this thing called? Traveling salesman.
Oh, the merchants.
The merchants, yeah. I forgot what his name was, but regardless, I didn't even know who he was till I tied him back after a series of raids and noticed his like patterns, and realized that he was likely a supplier indirectly. And I pretty much called him with a fake voice and got him to agree to sell me a bunch of Class 2 firearms and look for a bomb. And then I just told him, this is Captain Brian Knight. Can you stop being so easy? And I never charged him, but that's what I like to do, right? Like, the threat is sometimes more valuable than sending someone through a 3-month court case, because both things can slow people down or stop them, right?
So, what's obviously, I'm not a cop, right? I'm not even going to pretend to understand how it all works to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. So if JJ's, I suppose he's caught, right, and everything's there against him, like, when is he going to be arrested for that and charged?
We're sorting out the charges right now. The problem is he keeps doing shit, and he thinks we don't know. Now, that's to be determined. Could be the next couple days. We might even decide not to charge him yet. I'll put it like this. Our system's fucked up in that, how many court cases have you gone to where like the trial's actually good? Probably very few and far between, right?
Probably count on one hand since the time I've been here.
So the amount of hurdles, in some ways PD equipment has gotten better, but certain things have kind of gotten really fucked, where it kind of puts you in a position where it takes a long time to actually get everything together to push something, right? And the problem also becomes we're forced to put like some dumbass charges up that make sense, but there's no in-betweens. Like, for example, there's like terrorism, there's treason, there's a bunch of shit like that where, you know, you can push those. Technically, people that do stuff for the Faceless can be hit with terrorism, like today, which is kind of why I've been pushing for this enemy of the state shit, so that it's not this brain dead stuff, you know, like their leader can, you know how like today you have to, if you want to get put to death, you know, the feds have to sign off on it. Are you aware of what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's that kind of thing. So if the feds were to determine like the top echelon are members of the whatever, you know, it makes sense instead of dealing with does this guy have a statute, does he not have a statute, etc., while their next line of defense, aiding and abetting, and then the next line of defense, they wouldn't be getting something like terrorism, but something that makes more sense. Right? So, what that then does is people aren't sitting there for fucking 3 months for a terrorism case, and it just not making any sense. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah.
It's like instead of doing some dumb shit like treason and terrorism, it's like you're getting something that is sensible and not, you know, you're getting clapped with like a $2 million charge because you got caught on a faceless mission. Now,
so what's the end goal for the people that are involved with this stuff?
What do you mean?
Like
the faceless?
Yeah, I mean, this is me being. It's not me being ignorant. It's just because I am extremely ill-informed. I'll be honest, Knight. The reason I've remained ill-informed is because I understand the life I came from, and if I don't know stuff, it's sometimes easier to navigate around. Do you understand what I'm saying? I could probably go and ask a lot of questions, you know, for the people that I know, and probably find out things that.
So. You know, I would await our bigger. So the previous marshals barely wrote reports and just played GI Joe.
So what did the other
they didn't do shit.
What were the marshals before this?
Ass.
So they, in theory, have contributed to this growing so large.
Correct.
Right.
It's like if they took fucking DOC, slapped them with badges, and said, "Figure it out." And like I said, I've literally fired 5 to 6 of them. We have another one that I might be firing in the next day or two, depending on what happens. If they don't get in fucking line and they're not professional, they're gone. But they've been replaced with all stars. McNulty, we just hired Jack Slane, Sean Duncan. These are like people that aren't, you know, dripping spit out the side of their fucking lip.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand that. I think, I mean, that would make sense then why it's, even from, you know, before I was doing the government stuff, right? It did just seem that it was very easy to be on the other side of the law.
Yeah, that's kind of boring. That's why a lot of cops just go to fucking bank trucks, because that's all they can compute in their brain. Night.
Hey, it's Rissa.
How you doing, Rissa?
I got a videotape.
A new one?
This is the first one I got. It's a videotape. It's of Junior, and...
Have you watched it? Does it start with him saying something?
Yes.
Does it continue on into a railroad track?
Yes.
Okay, so we've had a copy of it. However, I think what I need... Call Sean Duncan.
I don't have that number.
Give me a second. I'm sending it to you right now. There you go. And he'll come through documented and all that.
Okay. All right, bye.
Okay, easy.
You guys haven't found him?
The best person for that is going to be Riker to give you the best update if you want one that's good and not degenerate.
Okay.
Wait, Riker is not around. Stand by. Have a call Duncan. If not, Luca should be able to give you the latest. It's still ongoing. I'm awaiting a debrief myself, so.
Okay. All right. I'll contact them.
Okay. Appreciate you. Stay safe. Nicole, thank you for 3 months.
With the same type?
Yeah, it's I needed to get a debrief now that it's Tsunami. I don't want to just talk about Faceless. The Tilder, we have done more work in probably the last 2 weeks than they've done their entire existence. And yes, I'm boasting. But with that said, we are putting together like a government facing report to let folks in the government positions know what's happening, and then I want to leave it to them to then pass that information off to their like constituency. There will be, because like I said, we're breathing down the fire hose. I barely sleep, neither do the other 6 that are new. Catching up on everything, but like I said, we're probably gonna have a press conference with the marshals as well when this kind of shit happens, because the entire city should be involved. If it's like, imagine like fucking Osama bin Laden does some shit and like the American public doesn't get to know anything. Like, that's so brain dead, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I feel like hiding it from the public just makes it even harder for you to put stuff together, no?
Yeah, 100%. People come forward.
I feel like when people talk, and that's the thing, right? Like,
yeah. If you don't know what the Faceless is actually doing, like, you might just think this guy's just some random, like, boss telling you to go to the jewelry store. You know what I mean?
I'm being serious. The only reason I even know what they look like is because of the pictures in the newspaper.
Yep, 100%. And unfortunately, some of the ex-marshals have been leaking shit and using them because they don't know how to fucking talk themselves, apparently. I don't want to just talk about Faceless because I do need to dip. Some other things, obviously Junior Huntley, Faceless, legislative shit that still needs to go through. Unfortunately, Junior dipped or died, or I don't think he's dead, to be honest.
I'll be honest, that's my thoughts exactly. I think there's a few bad decisions, and I don't know. I feel like he didn't know what to do, and I don't know. I mean, whether he's been abducted or he's left of his own accord, I'm not sure. But I don't know.
Yep. Well, we got a DEFCON system that we're going to push through legislation. Now we're just going to wait. In other words, today, zombies, we take out military equipment. Tomorrow, if someone pulls out a sniper, there's no, like, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. DEFCON system, I can literally do what I want. I don't know how much you know about that. Like, if I pulled out a fighter jet, like, I'm Gucci gang. But I don't like that because I think it's stupid. DEFCON system effectively is like, hey, code green, code yellow, code whatever, so that when that goes out on a state announcement, at least people know roughly what's going on.
Yeah, I think that goes back to that incident where I'm not sure who it was, and this was before your time, when there was a transport happening that nobody knew about, and then there was people in tanks shooting up jets in Legion Square, and nobody had a fucking clue what was going on, kind of thing.
That's exactly it. Like, that's brain dead. It should. Yeah. So what we have written down, Rizal wrote it, but like I said, it's Junior kind of ripped. That will probably get re-pushed through. You see code red, some shit, bad shit is happening. Not everyone may know in the moment because literally it's happening, but it requires us to then disclose what occurred, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that point as well, right? It's not like you have to tell everybody exactly what's happening in the moment, but you can give a debrief. Yeah. They just know what's going to be used to deal with it, and then after the occurrence, you'll be able to kind of, release it to the public without them getting involved.
The next thing that's desperately needed, and I spoke to SK about this already. I told him to work with Junior, but I feel like they may not have done shit. And by they, I mean like Junior. There needs to be legislation for the zombie stuff. I like what's happening up in Blaine County. We in the Marshal's department fully support that because we're not interested. It's local PD shit, right? If you've got a class 2, I don't give a fuck. That's literally local PD shit. We're not dealing with that. And what I mean by that is if you pull out a class 2 right now, obviously I do give a shit, but I mean,
I know
in the midst of a zombie thing, if you're that brain dead that you as a cop are like, yo, I'm going to use that information for later, you're not valuing the life of others, which is literally what a cop is.
I understand.
That zombie legislation would protect the people in that camp during zombie stuff, as well as a little bit afterwards, because we're already noticing it. And this is my worry, right? Is like, imagine someone in that camp had a class 2 and they're dealing with zombie shit. We shouldn't really give a fuck. But then 15 minutes later, some degenerate cop goes and arrests them. That is kind of cringe, right?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
So there needs to be a protection there. And people have been charged already, mind you.
Right. I mean, I'll speak to, was it, you say it was SK who was doing with it, Virginia?
SK, I would talk to Bailey as well. He may have helped.
I'm going to say, I'll get Bailey
off.
involved. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think he'll probably, I mean, if I'm successful, he'll probably help me legislate anyway. So I know he knows what he's doing.
I need to get up to date on things. I got a legislative meeting in about 20 minutes. Is there any questions you got for me?
No, not really, Brian. It was nice to chat. I mean, if you generally need anything from me, obviously, I mean, I think our relationship will change depending on what happens Tuesday. But
yeah,
it was nice talking to you.
Yep. Easy. All right, you stay safe.
Take care.
Hey.
What's going on, Luca? Sorry, I was just chatting with Denzel, giving him kind of I told him about JJ, like, hey, dog, your boy's a faceless asset. Be careful about that. I let him run for deputy mayor because, like, I have to inform him, right? And then he gets to make the decision after it.
Yeah.
I also told him about the zombie shit. He's curious about Faceless. It reminds me that we need to, at some point, I'm going to ask, I think I'm going to have a updated, that's something I'm going to work with Ruth on, which is effectively we get something that is forward facing that we can give to the government and then to the people, right? Because with everything that we're learning, it's actually absurd that nobody knows that these guys are looking to either bomb or mental manipulate the entire fucking city, right?
Yeah, people need to be more aware of what the big picture is for sure. Because I think they see this as like a bunch of random attacks or maybe just like weapons trafficking or something. And there's obviously a lot more to it than that, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of all the zombie stuff, the latest 3-on-1 about stuff being flown in or something to do with Darkstone at Sandy Airport. Chris and I are handling it. We're headed up there right now. I don't know what it is. If you want to try and contact Delta One and ask them, that's up to you.
No, Delta One's not operating right now. Wait, what happened?
There's a 3-on-1 a little while ago. I'll read it. Benedetto Pellegrino. This is Pellegrino from The Entity. As pre-planned, Darkstone will be delivering holy relics from the Vatican at Sandy Airstrip in approximately 30 minutes. These will be taken to the campsite to begin purification protocols.
Oh,
it's a zombie thing.
Okay, gotcha.
But we're going to respond to it.